The presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party (SDP), Prince Adewole Adebayo, has bared his mind at a Sound newspaper public forum in the Nigerian capital, where he said it is time for Nigerians to accept that Abuja as a center of unity is no longer available for debate. In his characteristic style of shedding light on knotty issues, Adebayo said the establishment of Abuja and the relocation of the Federal Capital Territory from Lagos was the idea and initiative of Chief Obafemi Awolowo and his action group. According to him, the idea was opposed by the Northern People's Congress led by Sir Ahmadu Bello and the NCNC led by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, both of who insisted that Lagos should remain the federal capital and no new federal capital territory should be established. Awolowo's proposals were voted down at the Lancaster House Conference that led to the Independence Constitution of 1960. He said the idea resurfaced as part of the conditions that Awolowo gave to serve under Gowon during the military rule after the 1966 coup. In conclusion, Adebayo declared that Abuja was not, and it is not a northern agenda or plot or conspiracy, adding that Tanzania, Australia, Brazil, Ivory Coast, and more have done similar relocations. Not long ago, the SDP presidential candidate also bared his mind on the preference for the youths or older generation in governance. Adebayo is of the view that the people needed should be solution providers.
Don't assume that the oldest person in the room has the best solution. So when it's time for solution, you will listen to everyone. There is a saying in Yoruba land that the youth is wise and the elder is wise is the foundation of Ile-Ife. And all of us come from Ife. So what they are saying is that the universe itself is created from the combined wisdom of the elder and of the youth. So once you understand that, I'm willing to work with any person, regardless of their age. And if you look at many people who are in office today, who are in their 70s, the foolish things of the youth has not even left many of them. They still lie, they still covet what does not belong to them, they still won't admit when they are wrong, they still won't have humility, they still won't listen. So, and there have been cases in which young people entered office and they didn't do well. There have been cases where they have done well. So age or ageism is not one of my priorities. What I'm concerned about is that a person must have a heart for public service, must understand that public service is a service and that you are a servant and that it's a privilege to be able to serve the public and that government is not about ego and government is not about bossing people around. The government is about providing services where they are needed. And that's basically what I believe we need in this country. So you are not commander in chief so that soldiers can march in front of you at Eagle Square. You are commander in chief so that you can keep people safe. You can render security services to the people. You are not president so that you can share all the money of the country. You are a president so that you can be a steward, a servant of the people that is sent on errand and will account to the people for the husbandry of their assets. So you are not head of state because you are the wisest person, but you are head of state because you are the custodian of all the sensibilities of the country. You are the person who will make everyone feel at home. So that is the concept that I have. And I believe that a 35-year-old could be a good president and a 90-year-old could be a good president if he could find the energy. However, our history has shown that those who are old in power now became old in the course of it. They came in as youth and they've learned certain habits. They become like dry fish. You cannot bend them. That is why I always preach to Nigerians that you have to carry the entire table and throw it out because it is impossible. Not that it is hard, it is impossible to change them because they've grown up into this and we started by deciding between the right and wrong and doing wrong. But we have reached a stage now where people don't know what is right from what is wrong. So they're not even positioned to do what is right, because anyone who has been in government for the past 30 years does not know the purpose of government anymore, because they've lost the purpose. And anybody in Nigeria who is 60 years younger has never seen good government. So if you ask them in their best endeavor, show us what a good government is, they can only talk about it theoretically. What I know about good governance was what I learned from history of when there used to be British rule in Nigeria and the First Republic, and from many years of interacting with governments all over the world and seeing how their people serve them. You could see recently what happened in Britain. You could see that even the best country, the best system can get it wrong. But the attitude towards the fact that public service requires public trust, and that when public trust is thinning away, you leave the same. That's why you see that Britain is trying to self-correct. So that kind of mentality is what we think we need to bring into governance. It doesn't mean that the person you elect in 2023 will be an angel from above. No. You will have opened a new chapter where the person at least knows the purpose of that office and knows that the standard they need to aspire towards, and where they falter, they will admit. And where they falter too deeply, they will leave the office, and you can put another person. The country is not short of good people, but the country is short of an atmosphere in which the Nigerian people can define what the office of president means. Nobody knows it now. People just think is that it's one big candy that rotates from place to place, and whoever is holding it is having the best of things in life. It's not seen as a place where services are to be rendered, and the resources of the country to be channeled, and the energy of the country to be directed towards making progress for the country. That's what I'm coming to